There's your 1 seed, Jakob Butturff. He's used to being in title matches as of late. See his last 6 TV final appearances. He's either won it or been your runner-up.
Yeah, his last U.S. Open runner-up, he lost to Don Baird by a pin.
He's been a top seed for all those, except for the World Championship. And there he is.
He's going to finish on the right lane. And maybe that's why, because he looks like he just got hit by lightning.
Look at that.
Beyond shocked.
What is happening?
Yeah, this one crosses over, carries the 8-pin late, but it's the shock is not because the 8-pin fell late. It's because the ball hooked that much.
Yeah, raise the shoulder. Just take it, man. Walk away, take your strike. Holliman. 217-199 over Peters in our last match. Looking for his first ever tour title, the native from just outside Memphis. It's the ball to drop. He's got himself a nice little game, man.
He does. And he does something that you don't see a lot of southpaws do, and that's loft it. I think the last time I saw a lefty lofting it was probably Rhino Page. That was big loft. Oh.
Bad result.
Sometimes when you loft the ball, you stay in it a bit too long, or you hit up on it, and that causes the ball to go high.
One more look at the loft.
Trying to get the ball not to hook early, and remember we saw Jakob Butturff cross over on that left lane.
Was after the 6 and missed it.
That was close.
Okay, early hole dug. And Butruff benefited from an odd-looking strike in his first effort. The more conventional strike. Here's Chad Murphy, the USBC Executive Director, taking in this tournament. Look at all those dignitaries on that front row. Tom Clark, commissioner of the PBA there as well. How about the gang of misfits there in the back? Our friends from Portland.
Gang of misfits?
I mean that as a compliment.
Yeah, I know.
3 in a row to start this title match for your 1 seed, Jakob Butturff. A win here for him tightens that Player of the Year race and makes that U.S. Open very interesting. And these guys are just getting warmed up for next week in Portland, Maine. We imported. Like, when does Vegas need to import energy and quality and entertainment? But guess what? They had to this week. And some of Portland's finest. Oh, what happened there?
That was a little filthy, a little anger behind that one. After that split in the second frame, Jakob Butturff off to a great start. Applying pressure early is exactly what you want to do to a young player like Mykel Holliman. Big shot coming up for him here because he can cut the deficit to 14, but he has to double. Working on a strike here in the third.
Left lane's the one that gave him problems in the second. Almost the same thing it looked like for a second.
High again on that left lane, but this time only leaving the 6. So the front part of the lane starting to hook because of the surface, or the amount of surface that Mykel has been using. Jakob right on top of that same spot with the same amount of surface, so the roughness of the texture of the bowling balls is just wearing this oil pattern out in the front part of the lane.
Walk away takes care of that one. So strike open, strike 9 spare for Holliman. Here's your 1 seed, Butruff. Here's how he got to our title match.
Beat some pretty good players. A lot of those matches that he won, he didn't win by very many. He had a lot of close matches, and again, that's the beauty of the format at the USBC Masters.
3-time member of Team USA. He's done it 3 straight years, 17, 18, and 19.
Very interesting shot we just got there from Jakob Butturff's style as he continues to slide as he's releasing the bowling ball.
That late curl to kick that one in.
Something you don't typically see with a power player, Rob. I meant sliding and the ball arriving at the same time.
It's such a unique approach.
It really is.
It's like a waddle, right? I mean, it makes me think of a penguin at times and the opening looks. And there's no way if you're a bowling coach out there, you're saying, hey, watch Jakob, and now he walks over. This is how you got to do it, right?
Well, you know, they said the same thing about Emiliano Monicelli when he first came out on tour. It's like, hey, you've got to change your game. You can't bowl that way. 21 titles later, Hall of Fame, credentials.
And it's not just Jakob's approach to the foul line.
Right. I mean,
it's everything that goes beyond that as well, how he holds the ball, and the release is bizarro.
He runs to the foul line. He rolls his wrist halfway around the other side of the ball. He slides as he's letting go of it. And watch this is completely different. Watch how Mykel Holliman's right foot comes to a complete stop before the ball gets to the bottom of the swing.
This will be his best ever finish on the PBA Tour. Again, this is his first year as a pro. A little loft, and all 10 in the pit.
Right lane good, left lane not so much for Mykel Holliman. He needs to figure it out and figure it out now, because the last thing you want to do is let Jakob Butturff start striking and have no pressure put on him whatsoever. You got to give him something to think about.
And it starts here on that left lane that has been so problematic for him so far here in our title match. Another look at your 1 seed, Butruff trying to win his 6th ever title and 1st major. There he goes.
Well, it was still high, Rob, and he gave that one a little extra air time.
Had a more resounding thud on the landing.
He goes over and talks to his tour rep, Sean Ryan.
I think if you go one more with your feet, you're going to be okay.
Rob Gottschall and Mike Snellbaker are over there. There's Mike Snellbaker.
Your 1 seed, Butruff, to max out at 279. Somebody did a double flip behind that. Just missed the 6.
Well, that's a nice break for Mykel, because it kind of keeps him in the ball game. Now that he's working on a double, Jakob didn't double up there.
Don't want to jinx anything here, but
oh, you're gonna bring that up?
Single pin spare conversions have been a problem for Jakob this season.
Yeah, but only on the left side of the lane, like the 7 or the 4-7.
I'm just saying, in my book,
right?
And you know better.
I hear you.
If you have problems, it doesn't matter where that pin is. You mentally have some issues.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, the test is when he leaves a 7 pin,
right?
And that'll tell us if indeed it's still in there or if he's moved past it.
3 times he's been the bridesmaid at a major, trying to win his 1st. Up 23. We start the 7th.
He looks to me like he's ready to win his 1st major.
I think so. Let's take a look at the strike track as we compare Butruff and Holliman and their approaches.
Butruff, the red ball, Holliman, the black ball. Launch position, that's lay down at the foul line, and then you can see their arrow position, about a board and a half difference, and about a board difference at the break point. And there's their entry angle into the pins.
Doesn't he?
He liked that one. As soon as it left his hand, you could see him trying to walk it out.
When we're done here in Vegas, our friends at the MLB Whip Around studio, Dontrell Willis, Chris Myers, the big hurt Frank Thomas, Vegas guy. Frank is.
I just know him from Nugenics.
My gosh, does he push that product. MLB Whip Around coming up next at the top of the hour as soon as we're done here in Vegas.
Cut the deficit to 3 with a strike here.
Huge loft. And
are you kidding me?
Mine wouldn't go down. His brother Jonathan can't believe it.
Yep, one of the worst breaks I've seen probably since the 7-10 pocket splits from Belmonte. This is a great shot and
oh my goodness.
Solid 9. Unreal.
Yeah, the crowd is watching the replay. Ditto for Jakob.
Yeah.
Don't let it phase you, kid.
Not over yet, but I'll tell you what. Butruff's in a good spot right now, Rob.
Sure is.
The money, the format, the prestige, the career-defining moments of major championships on the PBA Tour. This young man here looking to win his first. He's been so close.
You talk about tour title wins, but you brag about majors.
And again, a little trouble on the right lane for Jakob. What could have been if Holliman struck in the 8th.
And again, it's Jakob ending on the right lane as well.
Yeah. He's missed the pocket the last 2 shots on that right lane.
Dropped a wow there as well. He's surprised by his struggles as he tries to take down the 3-9. Handled 90% of the time on the tour.
You talked about his back issues. I mean, this guy almost had to pull out of the tournament. He said it's the most pain he's ever felt in his entire life.
That was yesterday.
And he bowled with it all week long.
Told us he was walking around the casinos around 6 a.m. because he just couldn't lie down, couldn't get comfortable, just didn't want it to lock up, get tense on him.
Said it hurts every shot he throws.
He can max at 239. Gets that momentum back in his camp there.
I like how poised he is right now. He's not getting all jacked. He still has a 10th frame to bowl. He's got a max score of 239.
He should be comfortable here, Randy. This is his 4th televised appearance of the season. He's been in numerous title matches.
Right.
He's won 1 title. Came early in the season in Shawnee, Oklahoma. If anybody should be nervous, it's this kid, Mykel Holliman, Rookie of the Year candidate, down 14.
Must strike. Big, big trouble. 2, 4, 7, and 8.
The engraver has been notified.
He's got to get the ball over into this area here. Throw the 4 into the 7 and make sure that he covers that back pin.
Good looking cover.
He barely got that back pin out the 8 pin, and that's what makes
it so tough.
So tough. The other side of the lane for righties is a 3-6-9-10. And remember, we saw Jake Peters miss that last game. All right, here's the situation. Mykel Holliman has to strike out to shoot 211 to force Jakob Butturff to mark. how big the 8th frame was for Mykel Holliman when he left that solid 9 on a 3-bagger. Nope. Jakob Butturff.
Congratulations.
Yep. Congrats, young man. You deserve it.
Now you're looking live. USBC Masters Championship match. 4th major of the season. MLB whip around coming by in just a matter of moments. Chris Dontrell, big hurt, waiting in the wings. Mykel Holliman, your 2 seed.
Attaboy.
Trying to end on a good note.
Attaboy.
But the story's going to be that man and his celebration in just moments. A lot to be proud of if you're Mykel Holliman, though. First year on the tour. Had no expectations to make a show this season, much less a major, much less as a 2 seed. And here he is, the native of Collierville, Tennessee, just outside of Memphis. Had a chance to win and get into the PBA playoffs next week in Portland. He's not going to do it. He's going to miss it just by a hair. But that's how you end. That's how you conclude. Send a message to the field. You're not going anywhere down the road. But step aside now, because it's this man's show. And celebrate! So close, so many times. And finally, a major heads to Jakob Butruff's camp.
It was just a matter of time for Jakob Butruff. It's been so close. Back-to-back runner-up finishes at the U.S. Open. Oh, by the way, there's still a U.S. Open down the road, along with the PBA playoffs. Jakob Butruff has thrown his hat now for consideration.
Into the Player of the Year race.
Yes.
Jason Belmonte has just been served notice. His girlfriend, Rachel,